Good Friday morning, folks. How are you? I appreciate you joining me today. It is about 8:30 in the morning on a beautiful Friday, March 8th, 2014 in Northeast Ohio, and this is the Burning River Browns Talk Show. I am Lou Marconi at El Marconi 251 on Instagram, at El Marconi 1973. I'm here with the Fanatical Elves Network with the Burning River Browns Talk, and it's a subsidiary of Fans First. I'm going to talk to you today about a potential moves that the Browns might make, which I think I'm hearing more rumblings about when it comes to the number two wide receiver spot, where I don't think they're going to, make a splash in free agency for that. Sounds like because all the top free agents are either, franchised or re signed or extended. So the really good ones aren't available. So they could make a trade, which could be, and they could make an affordable trade where I'm hearing a name, and I'll tell you that. And I'm going to also go preview the article that's going to drop this afternoon that I wrote for Fans First Network in regards to the future stadium with the Browns. I thought it was an interesting topic that kind of the dust up and buzz kind of died down a little bit, but I'm just going to give my opinion on what I think it's going to be and why. Back it up. I'm just going to not making any bold predictions, just saying, hey, this is what I think is going to happen. But before we do that, I appreciate you. Please like, comment, subscribe, share. Thank you all. I appreciate everybody that takes the time out of their day to listen to the show and give me the feedback. And it's great. And this is the first week of the show. So I'm learning as I go, and I'm learning from you as well. But before we do that, we need to have a nice pause here, a little dramatic pause for the audio portion of the podcast for our sponsors. So here we go. Pause right now for our sponsors. Okay, we're back. Thank you. All right, thanks for coming. Thanks for staying with me. All right, let's do this first. Let's talk about what a name that I've heard and what I think what's coming up with the Browns, because all the top free agent wide receivers or potential free agent wide receivers, such as Mike Evans, is one of the names that are available. The T Higgins, they're staying. They're either going to stay with their team or they're franchise tagged, which means that they're valuable. Which most of the time when free agents hit the market, th- you're kind of doing buyer beware type of thing, meaning that if they were really really good and really really valuable, the team would have done what they could to keep them. Not always the case, but yes, like how we got Zadarius Smith last year, we did it with a trade. How do we get Elijah Moore? We did it with a trade, which I'm hearing the name from New England, Devontae Parker, who would be an affordable additional receiver, gives you very solid production, gives you very solid route running and hands, would be a very good complement to Amari Cooper as a good number two. Um, I think that would be a good option. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. The new league year starts in 5 days at 4 p.m. on Wednesday, March 13th. So please, keep that name in mind. Also, what I'm talking about in my article of what I think what the new Brown Stadium is going to be, I'm thinking they're going to build a dome in Brook Park, Ohio, and I'll give my reasons why. I talk about it in the article too, but I can understand the criticism from Browns fans on that too, and I'm going to address that. So, what the reason why I think the Browns are going to build a dome? Well, one, an outdoor football only stadium does not make economic sense. And it's really economic reasons. We could have more events. We could potentially host Super Bowls. We could have WrestleManias, NCAA Final Fours, conventions, many type of events. And in front of the airport, Cleveland Hopkins Airport, where a lot of the freeways, rapid transit lines, buses, it is easier for people to get there versus going downtown. Yeah, a lot of highways get there, but the parking and the walking and the tailgating, it's great. It's great, but a lot of times getting in and out is not easy. So, especially when there's a lot of traffic, it could be a pain in the neck. We're going to keep it a family show. So, having it right in front of the Internet Hopkins International Airport would make sense, and it would make sense to have it be a dome. Keep in mind, yes, it's the Cleveland Browns, not the Brook Park Browns. Of course, we understand that. It's only 10 miles from downtown Cleveland. It's not like they're playing in Akron or or Columbus or something like that, or Youngstown. It's nothing like that. So it's only 10 miles, and every means of transportation you could, whether it's the rapid transit, the bus, the freeway, you could get there, and it would be probably a lot easier, and the parking would probably be a lot better, hopefully, and the tailgating will come too. So that's the part of it. The other criticism I hear is that not many dome teams have won Super Bowls, and in my article, I stated basically four dome teams have won Super Bowls since the Super Bowl era began in 1967. I had the '99 Rams and the 2021 Rams, the '06 Colts, and the '09 Saints. That's it. But keep in mind, for a very long time, less than a third of the league played in domes, maybe like 10 teams, if that. Where the trend is now, because the Raiders started playing in a dome, the Chargers started playing in a dome. Um, I'm trying to think who else does too, or who's coming up. Tennessee, the Nashville in Nashville, Tennessee, they're building a new stadium that's going to have a clear dome. It's even possible Jacksonville's going to do it, but there's nothing set on that yet. And Chicago, the Bears, looks like they're going to be playing in a dome. So there's already 12, actually there would be no, there's already 11. Excuse me, with the NFC and AFC. Yeah, because Dallas started playing in a dome within the last 10 years too. Because the Texas Stadium had a hole in the roof, but it was in the old Texas Stadium, but it was not considered a dome. But keep in mind now, if all these teams, including the Browns, start playing in indoors and indoor fields, that's 15 teams out of a 32 team league. That's almost half the league. You can win a Super Bowl and play in a dome. The key is being good enough to win a Super Bowl. Doesn't matter what the weather is. It doesn't matter, you know, whether you play indoors or not. If you're good enough, you're going to win. You have some luck come your way too. Absolutely. Sometimes, well, I always say luck is preparation meeting opportunity. So more than likely, I would say it's going to be a dome, and the stadium doesn't have to be ready because this lease expires at the end of the 2028 season. So it's 4 years away, but the Browns have to move and have a plan in place and think strategically on this. Where the city of Cleveland itself was talking about renovating the current stadium, could be done. That could still happen. Don't get me wrong, that could still happen. However, it's not really a priority for the city at this time. They have other things they have to take care of. So the Browns have to do what I think is what their plan B might be. I think originally they wanted to stay downtown, but I don't think that's going to happen. I just don't think the city has the money. I don't think it's one of the top priorities of the city of Cleveland. That's no criticism of the city of Cleveland. They have other things to worry about. Fine. Then the Browns are going to do it. The Haslam family and the Browns are going to make this decision and do what they're going to do. I fully support it. I'm okay with it. And keep in mind, it would open for the preseason in August of 2029. So we're talking about a good 5.5 years away before it happens. And probably they'd have to have the plan and announcements in place to execute this plan. I would say no later than within the next 8 months or so, maybe by the end of this year, to really know what they're going to do and start breaking ground. Because that's a big project. Building a dome that close to an airport and tearing down buildings and doing all that. It's a big project, but I'm sure they can hire the manpower to do it. Uh, that's where I'm at right now. That's just what I think. It's going to be attached to the article. I appreciate all your help and support. Don't forget, we spring forward this weekend. All right. We're spring is getting closer. Weather's going to get warmer. Next thing you know it, training camp's going to be starting. So I look forward to it. I look forward to seeing you guys Monday morning. Thank you again. Much appreciated. Much obliged. You are wonderful. Thanks. And also please don't don't hesitate to comment, and just always remember, when the river burns, it burns brown and orange. Thank you for joining me.